Mr. Contest Master.
Stick to stones will hurt my bones, but they will never hurt me.
Not true. Words cripple. Words heal. Words end marriages. But words humble millions. Words cause wars. But they can also inspire beautiful music and laughter. Words are weapons as well as tools. Words have great power. In all my years on the planet, I've been fascinated by the power of words. For the writer, words are drops of their blood in wastebaskets or proudly drying on bookshelves. For artists, words are brushstrokes, metaphors on canvas. For composers, words are little blotches on scores born of the souls of genius and resonating in the ears of history. Of all people, Sigmund Freud once said, "There is magic in words. They can bring the greatest happiness and the deepest despair." Words travel from teacher to student. They enable the orator to sway his audience and dictate its decisions. Words are capable of arousing the greatest emotions and prompting all men to action. Consider the impact of the following words. I love you, Daddy. You are cancer-free. Boston, strong. For many of you, the power of words might be in books. Think about the books that have inspired your lives. Have you reread any of them lately? The authors whose pens have touched me are such people as Eric Toll, Viktor Frankl, John Steinbeck, and yes, Dave Barry. Every book has a message for us. It speaks to us depending on where we are in our lives. What a fabulous gift to be able to touch people with your words. When I was 12 years old, I went to my piano teacher to my lesson, and she said to me, "Honey, books will always be your best friend. They will never turn on you. You can always count on them for inspiration." I said, "You know what? I just want to play my pieces." And I thought to myself, I just want to get this over with so I can go smash face with Richie Gray. When I was 13 years old, I wrote a poem. It appeared in an anthology of high school students' poetry. I got the honorable mention. I was very proud. I sent a copy of the poem to a family friend, who at that time was the editor of our local newspaper. He read my poem, sent it back to me in a manila envelope. I took it out, and there in huge red letters was the word doggerel. Doggerel means trite or banal. I was devastated. From that moment on, I became doggerel. And I can honestly tell you that it took me almost 20 years to get to the point where everything I wrote, I didn't worry about it being doggerel. But because of that label, I am now a freelance writer and a published author. So I had to take that incident and turn it around and make it a positive motivator instead of a crippling critic. Voices speak to us in our heads. You all have voices going on in your heads, maybe even at this point. Some of them may be alive, some of them not. Some of those voices are specific, and some are voices of our conscience or society. I believe there are toxic voices and angelic voices. Now, toxic voices don't necessarily come from the sharks out there who are waiting to bring me down. Toxic voices can come from people who love you. For example, a member of my family said to me, you know, why don't you stop practicing those stupid speeches and go out and volunteer for the Red Cross, do something productive. Angelic voices don't necessarily come from people that love you either. Sometimes they can come from people you don't even like. For example, I have this neighbor across the street. This woman could put more syllables in 30 seconds than Joan Rivers on speed. She said to me one day, Sandy, why don't you play your piano? And I said, why? She said, because you can, and I can't. She reminded me that I had a gift that I wasn't using. So because you can became a mantra for me. Finally, there are words that are thoughts in our heads. Sometimes those thoughts can be negative, and if you're preparing a presentation or a speech and you start hearing yourself saying, oh, this is really lame, they're going to laugh me right off the stage, you have those voices that you have to talk to, and it's hard to do when you're feeling that way. So what I've tried to do is take a nonsense syllable and repeat that over and over to myself so that it'll calm me down. The other day I tried hippity-hop, 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 and I started laughing, and then I calmed down. I can honestly tell you that 3 or 4 hours later, I was in the shower, and there, etched in the tile in front of me, was a rabbit. So we have the power to take those words that are in our heads, in books, or wherever, and make them work for us. So ladies and gentlemen, go out there and reread that book that inspired you. Look for bunnies in your showers. And remember, that if it weren't for the power of words, I'd be speechless.